Look like you've been through hell.
I know where they are.
Where are they?
So here we are, the final chapter.
Final chapter. I like that title.
Exactly. This final chapter is Strangers. So how do you prepare for Maya's final confrontation with the killers?
I was lucky enough to shoot all of these movies at the same time, so I didn't have to feel this pressure. I felt that like the natural progression, the natural evolution of where she needed to go to. But the final reckoning for her is really emotionally taxing. I mean, she has to lose every last bit of humanity in order to get to a place where she's willing to actually take matters into her own hands.
This actually is for both of you. What made the final chapter, the exact moment to decide, this is the end of this trilogy?
Well, I mean, I think this particular story was over at that point, right? I think, in the I'm not going to say what it is, but I think in the very last shot of the movie, you as an audience are going to say, so what now? Right? But you're resolved. So the story is done and told and you know where everything is. But what now for Maya is what I mean by that.
And that's up to your own interpretation.
Correct.
I see. Yeah. Is there any scene that made you like a breaking point in this? Because I read somewhere that you made a scene and then you saw, oh my God, this is the best thing that I did on a screen. Is that true?
In this movie?
That was the last movie.
That was the last movie. But
I think it was the most interesting thing she had done at that point.
This movie had probably my worst post-scene panic attack I've ever had.
Oh.
Yeah, and Sweet Courtney dealt with it, but it was rough. I think when it was like hour 14 or 15 of shooting, and I had to do something really dark and extraneous, and you had to get to this really like horrible place inside of you that you have to get there, that I ended up having a pretty severe panic attack afterwards.
Opa. So what do you want, your fans, all the audience, take away from, the trilogy and, especially of this ending? What do you want to take away?
Well, I mean, I'll say my part. I mean, I think, I want the audience to take away how horrific a story like this is, because these stories in the vein of the original Strangers do unfortunately happen. That's what makes it so terrifying and so scary. But I think what we strove for, I know from moment number one, at least from my side, was we also wanted people to understand what the psychological impact might really be on a character like Maya that was stuck in a place like this for 4 days, being pursued by killers like this, wearing these masks for 4 days and going through all of the horrible things that she had to go through, where really, literally her soul is ripped out of her during the course of those 4 days. And to understand that, like, that type of trauma really exists, in such a circumstance like this, that we didn't just treat it like a fun little horror movie. It has all of those things to it, but we actually took it a bit more seriously.
And what about Maya's? What do you want to say about Maya?
I think, audiences who have watched the first two films are really on the ride with Maya. And I really hope that when they watch the third one, they're like cheering at the screen. I want them to be like, yes, oh my God, she did it. I mean, it's conflicting because it's not exactly the Maya you met in movie one. She's lost every bit of herself that she would recognize in the mirror. And you even see that kind of recognition in the film. But I think that there is like a sense of gratification that the audience will get after being on the ride with her for so long.
100% agree with that, by the way. They are going to be cheering at the screen.
Definitely. And that's why she is the beautiful and the queen, the screen queen. My favorite. Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
Thank you.
See you soon.